Bitcoin just broke 30,000, then it broke 31,000, and right now it's about to break 32,000. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe and like on the way in. I mean, every $1,000 move is historic, I think, for Bitcoin. And this $1,000 move to $32,000. This usually I plan these videos, everybody, and I'm sitting down to start planning what I'm going to talk about in today's video. And Bitcoin right now approaching 32,000. So I pressed record because I want to get it right now as it's about to happen on this camera, on video. So what I want to do while it's happening, because it's about to happen, mark my words, this upper trend line from yesterday, I want to just stretch it out. And we're going to just stretch it out because yesterday when I did the video, and this is crazy, Bitcoin, where was Bitcoin? It was under $30,000. It was somewhere maybe around here. I don't remember the exact price of Bitcoin, but what we talked about was just Bitcoin on this hourly chart looks so separated in terms of how far Bitcoin is from making a move to this upper trend line. And look how quick, everybody, look how quick this transpires. We're talking, let's just say, when did I do this video? It was right around 29,500, probably right back here or something. But anyway, we were like 10% or so away from this upper trend line, and we only had 2 touches of this upper trend line so far. The ascending broadening wedge looked just looked huge on this hourly chart. And for Bitcoin to make a move to this area, it had some stepping stones. Namely, we talked about in yesterday's video, it was this swing high, or actually it was this swing high to this swing low to the lower trend line. And Bitcoin was actually testing this Fibonacci resistance. So it was all down here, right? This entire Fibonacci resistance, looking for Bitcoin to get a break in separation through and above that resistance level, that green channel. And you can just see Bitcoin did it. The first bullish move that we saw was another Fibonacci resistance. Bitcoin from that swing high to swing low, you can see Bitcoin breaking this Fibonacci resistance and then seeing support above it. We talked about that in yesterday's video. That was a very bullish move because what we're seeing on the charts is very simple. If we move these Fibonacci retracement areas, you can see Bitcoin just putting in this ascending broadening wedge, this megaphone pattern that you see on the screen, Bitcoin putting in higher highs and higher lows consistently with just getting these touches to the lower trend line. So Bitcoin, even though we're in this rising wedge that looks very bearish to a lot of people always anticipate these breakouts to the downside, these reversals. Bitcoin does this so much, and I don't know how many times I've said this on this YouTube channel. When Bitcoin is in these rising channels, rising broadening wedges, rising wedges that are just simply rising channels, Bitcoin has this tendency to just make a break for it. Now, I want to preface by saying Bitcoin right now has not broken the trend line, right? So we don't have that first initial confirmation right now on this hourly chart. That would be right around like $32,300 or so. Bitcoin doesn't have that, right? So what we can do is zoom out on the charts and we can say, okay, well now what? And I'm going to go to a 6 hour because it might be a little bit easier to chart now as this pattern's getting a little bigger. So we can zoom out and we can say, well, what would be the next move for Bitcoin if Bitcoin doesn't break that trend line, right? And let me stretch this lower trend line out and just look at this broadening rising wedge. And a lot of people don't, when Bitcoin's making an awesome move like this, like you see here on the 6 hour, you don't often see Bitcoin just keeps going, right? And that's what people want. Bitcoin to keep going, break the trend line, hit the target to the upside, which is in the 33,000s, right? It's up here in the 33,000s. People want that immediately. And trust me, as I do this video, I want this immediately. I pressed record because I have full confidence Bitcoin's about to break, at least hit $32,000, and I want to get on camera. But oftentimes what happens is, since we've only had 1-2 touches to the upper trend line, we're getting that third true swing high to the upper trend line. Bitcoin, often will just see resistance. And it's crazy how confluent resistance is right now for Bitcoin. at that $32,000 area. I mean, we just hit a dollar under $32,000 as I do this video. And actually, let's go back. Let's change this other chart to an hourly chart just so that I can have it open in case Bitcoin makes another move like that. So we just hit $1 under 32,000. There it is. Bitcoin just hit $32,000 as I do this video. So that's all I wanted to get out of that. So let's continue the technical analysis as we would normally. I want to take the Fibonacci retracement from this swing low touch to the bottom trend line to this current move. Bitcoin's now it's $32,070. I want to take that and I want to look at a short-term Fibonacci. If this entire rising channel is going to consolidate, and let's go back to the hourly. It might actually be a little clearer. So here's our Fibonacci retracement. You can see on the hourly chart, pretty confluent now. This 786 or the 618 line right here around 29,900 down to 29,500. That's a case for consolidation. If Bitcoin sees resistance, and that's really what I want to just discuss really briefly. If Bitcoin sees resistance right here, 32,200 at this upper trend line, we've been tracking this, and it's actually really cool to see Bitcoin finally made the move to this area. What happens here? Is there resistance? Do we come back and do another touch down here in this confluent area, the bottom trend line of this ascending broadening wedge for continuation back to the upside? Or right now, is this crazy move for Bitcoin going to continue? You can see, I'm going to zoom in here on this chart, Bitcoin breaking the upper trend line, $33,000 plus, very much incoming for Bitcoin. One thing I want to do now that this is all happening, I want to do this. I want to go over here because this happened, $30,000 was broken, right? You can see that there in the purple line. I want to go up here to the $31,000 break, which was right around here. And then now Bitcoin has broken $32,000. I just want to mark that, and it's not gonna be perfect, but I'm just gonna mark that $32,000. And I want to zoom out now on this chart. And I talked about this chart a lot in the last few days. Yesterday, namely, I said, everybody, the bullishness that is here, and it's it's a little messy on this hourly chart, but the bullishness that lies on this chart, all this is cushion, right? This could keep going, everybody. I was just talking to my neighbor, a buddy of mine, and it's just like, what is Bitcoin doing? And this is what happens when there is supply shock. And so that's why we've just been doing hourly charting so often lately, because we know what's going on the weekly, right? Look at the weekly chart now. It's like almost hard to see the weekly candles. They're just straight up. But we know what's happened, right? And there's no secret. I talked a lot about dips going right into this area on the weekly RSI, and we hardly got a dip. You can see little consolidation areas where there were these little dips in this overbought territory. And historically, that is a region where Bitcoin just saw resistance, but Bitcoin has kept going. And this is a new phase, a new stage of Bitcoin. It's called supply shock. Institutional investors buying, PayPal buying up pretty much the full supply that's coming into circulation, 900 Bitcoin or so a day. That is what this looks like, and that doesn't even mention the retail side of things as well. So this is truly just getting started. But at the end of the day, you always want to just look at the separation that Bitcoin is putting in, the overextension that Bitcoin is putting in. Overextension, it sounds like it could be a bearish thing, right? But overextension is separation from key areas, meaning we're getting room for consolidation. That consolidation doesn't have to be huge dips. It can be, but it can also be just sideways consolidation. And you can see if we take this exact chart and we go back to the hourly now, you can see what that looks like. As Bitcoin is breaking these $1,000 moves, Bitcoin does see these areas of consolidation. And these are the dips that we've been getting. They're hardly dips. If we take a price range, just look at this one real quick. This is a 9% dip or so. Here was a dip, and this was around 9%. These dips are being scooped up, and it's really interesting to see how that story continues. But going back to now this rising wedge, we're going to just track this. This is probably what I'm watching in the short term. This move that Bitcoin just put in the last, what is this? I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours or so, breaking $30,000, breaking $31,000. I mean, look at this, 30,000, 31,000, just broke $32,000 on camera. You know, Bitcoin's been making these crazy moves. This could continue, and this is the separation point of it continuing, which essentially is Bitcoin hitting its target to $33,000 plus out of this ascending broadening wedge. Now, if I'm watching anything today, that is simply the area I'm watching for Bitcoin. And you can just see, even right now as I record this, not only did we break 32,000, not only did we break this this upper trend line, but right now as I just talk, you can just see just a bit of resistance here at this trend line. That's what I'm watching for. How does Bitcoin interact with this very small margin, which is the $32,000 area it just broke, and this upper trend line? How does Bitcoin interact with that? If Bitcoin can start getting just an hourly close or two above this upper trend line and above $32,000 and kind of just start consolidating upwards, the $33,000 is just, it's not even, everybody, we're in a new territory. A $32,000 to $33,000 Bitcoin is like nothing for Bitcoin. I just want to measure that move for you. A move like that would simply be 32,000 to 33,000, and this is crazy. I have to keep reminding myself the type of environment we're in right now. $1,000 move for Bitcoin is only 3% move, and these moves they can happen in minutes. So that's where we are right now. Just wanted to record this as quickly as possible so that we could see that happen, and it literally just played out on the screen, which is awesome because I kind of missed the 30,000 break, the $31,000 break, but yo, we got the $32,000 break. So sorry this wasn't perfectly planned video, but that's what we're tracking. That's what we've been tracking. And this is what I'm watching today. What is resistance here at this upper trend line? How's Bitcoin interact with 32,000? If this keeps going, I will most likely do another video later. But I hope you all are doing well. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.